YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, man. Positive vibes only. All right, so of course we are in the fall season. Well, at least where I am, it's fall one day and the end of summer the next day. But indeed the fall. All right, so today we're talking 10 fragrances, date night fragrances that I'm recommending for the fall. And you know, the cooler weather and my favorite time of year to, you know, really explore and wear my fragrances is the fall seasons. All right, particularly the way you can dress, certain things that are going on around where I live, and I'm sure where you guys live as well. There's things going on, places to go, things to do, and you know, the way you present yourself and the way that you are groomed, the way that you smell, those all go hand in hand when you're trying to go out and have a good time. And date night is date night. So when I think date night, my mindset is we're talking about the sexy, we're talking about the cool, we're talking about, of course, having a good time and potentially, you know, having a memorable day or a memorable evening and a memorable night. All right, so 10 recommendations here. I deem all of these to have major sex appeal tied in with some confidence, and other things that could quite possibly boost your vibe, you know, as you get ready for date night. Now, fragrances alone can't do that. You got to do some other things and check some things off the list, but fragrances can sure help be the icing on the cake. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in. Up first, the sexiest fragrance from this entire line. This stuff is incredible. So glad to finally have a full bottle now from the house of Argos. We're talking Danae. Danae from the house of Argos. Listen, I am a huge fan of cashmere and wood. And this is beautiful cashmere, very warm, cozy, tied in with some citruses and some florals here. This is the sexiest from the house, man. When I smelled it, I remember smelling this for the first time and I was taken aback. It was like, oh, what do we have here? And it's top 3 from the house for me. And I know Trifle Bacchus gets all the love and so many others, but this here, when you're talking sexy, here you go, man. I'm telling you, you dress this up the right way, you're groomed the right way. When you step out, man, into the world for that particular date, this is going to, it has to muster up some conversations. Inquiring minds may want to know, but this is one to definitely consider for a fall date night. Again, I can't stress it. The sexiest fragrance of the Argos house. I am a huge fan and definitely looking forward to spending more time with this and see what kind of damage it can do. From the house of Argos, we have Danae. Beautiful bottles, beautiful presentation. Head over to Argos and use my code DEDRICK10 to save 10% on anything from the house. Anything from the house, DEDRICK10, it'll take care of you. All right. Up next, a brand new fragrance that is starting to be talked about a lot. I just did some content on this, and this stuff is incredible, incredible, incredible. From the house of Mind Games, we have Mentor. Mentor from the house of Mind Games. Man, beautiful plum amber. Golly. Plum amber, the note of boya oud. This particular oud is a cleaner oud from the healthiest part of the arganwood tree. When you smell, you know, medicinal and stinky ouds, they come from infected, poisonous part, not poisonous, but infected parts of the arganwood tree. So there's 2 different vibes that you get with oud. And this is the first time I've experienced anything of its kind with a clean oud. A clean wood is what you're getting. Combined with the amber, the plum, the salted caramel effect, there's a bit of a uplifting freshness to this as well, even though it holds some really good body. But ultimately, this is sexy. This is a sexy fragrance. This smells good. My wife smelled this for the first time off the inside of my arm, and she was having her own moment with the fragrance. Granted, it was on my skin, but she let me know it's one of those ones. It's a super date night approved for the fall, for the winter. This stuff is absolutely great. Great performer. You don't need a lot of sprays, especially if you are in an intimate environment. This stuff is incredible. I've got a full wearing out of this. Got some events coming up with me and my wife are going out. I'll be testing it out with her just to kind of see how it continues to do in different settings and different weather and different things like that. So this stuff is expensive. Do not blind by this. Get you a sample. Samples are available at mindgames.com, So Avant-Garde, Dedrick 10 to save you 10% on the samples, which are not that expensive to experience it. And then you can make the decision from there. From the House of Mind Games, we're talking Mentor. Mentor from the House of Mind Games. All right, up next from the House of Nishane. This is just one of the better vanilla experiences. Fruity vanilla, slightly warm, but a bit fresh. Can work for any type of date night situation in the fall. From the House of Nishane, we're talking Ani X. Ani X from Nishane. Of course, you have the original Ani, which I feel is a lot more warmer and more suitable for even colder temperatures. This right here in the fall, let's say you're going, because day night, you know, you don't have to be out in the wee hours of the night. I mean, some of you freaks are out there in the wee hours of the night, but an early evening going into the nighttime, this will qualify for that. Very smooth vanilla. There's a much brighter take to this compared to the original, but why I prefer this over the original, because it's versatile. It's more versatile for anything. You get that fruity touch to this warm vanilla, and it's just exactly that, like a buttery vanilla in here, man. And it smells really, really good. Almost, I wore this one time before and I was told that I smelled like a sugar cookie. So it definitely has gourmand facets to this as well. But I mean, you can smell worse than a sugar cookie. And on a date night, a sugar cookie might not be that bad. It might not be, matter of fact, it's not that bad to smell like a sugar cookie on date night. But I get what the person was saying when they smelled this off of me, but this stuff is really, really good. Something for date night. Can be cozy, very sexy, and just one to consider. From the House of Nishane, we're talking Ani X. Ani X from Nishane. All right. Up next, my favorite rose fragrance of all time. And this is a year-round fragrance, but I particularly love to wear this during the fall, during the winter, and the spring. But in the fall is when I can really get this going, and I will be. From the House of Zaharoff, we're talking Signature Rosé. Signature Rosé from the House of Zaharoff, my favorite rose fragrance of all time. Simply put, a sugary, sweet, smoky fragrance. That's what you're getting. And on my skin, I get everything. This thing maneuvers around all the different roses that are in this fragrance in my experience. But ultimately, I've never smelled a profile wrapped around rose like this. And this is just my preference, but I think this is one of the more sexier fragrances in my entire collection. And with me being such a heavy fan, a big fan of rose, it just checks all the boxes, man. So this is one fragrance that ladies will love, fellas. Don't run from rose. Experience some rose and see where it takes you. But if you're looking, you gotta think, if women love florals, how do you think they would react to florals when they smell it on a man? A well-groomed man, a put-together man. Drop your man's man card and explore a little bit and just kind of see what it could do for you. And this is one that I would definitely recommend doing that with. From the House of Zaharoff, we're talking Signature Rosé. Beautiful rose, my favorite rose, the best rose that I've ever encountered for sure. All right, up next, don't worry fellas, I got you. Y'all looking for a little bit more masculine vibes? Let's go with a classic. This will work always. From the House of Tom Ford, we're talking Ombré Leather, the EDP. Ombré Leather EDP. A warm, soft leather here. Sweet, ambery touch to the leather. It gives you everything. There's a bit of a depth, a bit of a masculine depth here. There's a freshness here. Like I said, the leather in here is soft. It's not, unattractive. It's not anything that's, gonna make you do one of those. It ain't one of those. This is a masterpiece. A masculine masterpiece. This is a very sexy fragrance, especially for a well put together man. A classic in the community. Even if you're not the biggest fan of leather, this is one to get your nose on and check out. Even if you're not the biggest fan of leather, I say again, this is one to check out. This is one or two top leathers in my entire collection, and it's just a classic. Tom Ford is Tom Ford and ombre leather. It's definitely ombre leather. Very sexy, sexy fragrance for a fall date night for all my masculine brothers out there who want to keep that. You ain't trying to smell sweet. You ain't trying to do the florals. You want that masculine blend that also has some sexiness. Here you go. From the house of Tom Ford, we got ombre leather, the EDP. The EDP. All right. Up next, we're going to stay with the house of Tom Ford. Another top 5 sexy fragrance in my entire collection. This is more on the intimate vibes. Let's say you're going to the movies, and then after you might be going to a lounge, or you might be going to a local, Danish shop to get you a warm drink, and a warm, Danish or something like that. Just time, that type time where it's just intimate, enjoying conversation and just kind of seeing where the night can take you. This is one for the intimate vibes for sure. I'm talking about close encounters. From the house of Tom Ford, we have Noir Extreme. Noir Extreme from the house of Tom Ford. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's a unique note, coffee note that is in this fragrance. It gives off this nutty, vanilla type of vibe with this fragrance. And it definitely makes it unique. Very sweet. Like I said, it has gourmand facets to it. There's a bit of a very, I guess so if you want to look up the word attractiveness, and if looking at trying to find a fragrance that's attached to that word, here you go. Because this is super attractive. And a well put, and ladies can wear this too. Ladies, you can definitely look into Tom Ford Noir Extreme. This version, not the parfum, because that is a little bit more ramped up. But this version right here, I'm telling you, this is something. This is something, and that coffee note just gets it done. Very intimate, like I said, movies, lounge, hooking up at, one of those, cozy Danish shops, where you can get you a nice, a Danish or a cup of coffee or something, whatever, hot chocolate or whatever during a fall date night. This is one. Cigar lounge. This is one to tap into for sure. Really good, excellent choice. I recommend this for sure. From the house of Tom Ford, we have Noir Extreme. Noir Extreme. All right, 4 more left to discuss. This is one that's another addition to my collection, and I'm going to say what I've said before. This fragrance is a better spinoff. It's a better take on one of the more popular fragrances in all of Fragcom. I'll get into that in a second. From the house of Regalien. Regalien. Butcher Senior here, reporting for duty. In Istanbul, we have Antidote. Regalien Regalien Istanbul, and we have Antidote. Antidote is exactly right. I love honey. Everything about it. I love honey in my tea. I love honey in my Greek yogurt with my strawberries and blueberries in it. And I love to smell like honey. It's one of the aphrodisiac notes for me. Nutmeg, cardamom, tobacco, honey. It's just some of the musk is in here. Some of the notes that you get in this fragrance. This is super sexy. It's also very versatile for the fall, for the winter, and even into the spring. But this is a better take, in my opinion, than Xerjoff's Naxos. Now feel me, Naxos is a great fragrance. This is not to diss Naxos, but Naxos is just cool to me. It's okay to me. It's a little bit obnoxious to me. This smells good, but this is, yes sir, it's toned down, it's balanced out. Even the blend of this is just hitting everything. That nutmeg in here, forming with that honey and that tobacco, yes sir. They got it down. They got it done. They got it done. Like I said, a more toned down take, but don't get it twisted. This is a really good performer. This stuff is sexy. This stuff is sexy and it's really, really good. And fellas, trust me, if you're rocking with your Naxos, rock with your Naxos. But if you're looking for something just a little bit more toned down, and you know what I mean, if anybody out there who thinks Naxos is really, really good, but just not quite for them, check out Antidote, because it could be for you. It's just a little bit more toned down, a little bit more balanced in what it has to offer, in my opinion, but super duper sexy compliment magnet from the house of Regalien Istanbul. We have Antidote. Sometimes I'll be messing with y'all. Because y'all know, oh yeah, I'll butcher a word or two, but sometimes I'll be messing with y'all because some of y'all be going hard in the comments. Some of y'all be going hard in the comments, but it's cool. Up next from the house of Rabanne. All right, we have Rabanne's 1 Million Lucky. It had to be here. This is a classic. Plum, honey, hazelnut. Oh my. This stuff is sexy. It is a classic in the community. I don't have to spend a lot of time on it. The 1 Million series is the 1 Million series, but this is the best one out of the entire lineup for me. Better than the Parfum, better than Privé, better than the original. It's just better, all right? And why? Because I'm biased to honey, and I'm biased to plum, and I'm biased to any type of nutty texture in a fragrance, and this indeed has hazelnut. It's warm, it's sweet, it's attractive. My wife loves this. This is one of her top 10 of all time on me. And yes, when we go out from time to time, I definitely make sure I spin this really just for her. I love it too, but it's really for her because the way that she has reacted and continues to react when I wear this stuff, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. If you ain't heard about this, I don't see how, but you need to go get your nose on it and see what's good. Trust me, this stuff is awesome. From the house of Rabanne, we have 1 Million Lucky, an excellent fall date night recommendation. All right, 2 more left to discuss. This one took me by surprise, blew me away the first time I got my nose on it. And then coming back around, my beautiful wife blessed me with a bottle of this last year. Got to wear it a couple of times before it started to warm up, but this stuff is really, really good. From the house of Ralph Lauren, we have Ralph's Club Elixir. Ralph's Club Elixir, the best. Take your Ralph's Club DNA, add some iris to it, add some leather to it. You still get that lavender freshness in here. There's some balsamic textures to this fragrance as well. This stuff is incredible, man. I can't stress enough that this is it is above the original EDP and the Parfum, in my opinion. Why is that? Because it gives you more nuances and layers to the fragrance. I'm a huge fan of iris, a huge fan of leather, and I'm already a fan of the Ralph's Club DNA, but when you make it a little bit more masculine, a little bit more edgy, yes sir, that iris gives like some earthy touches to this fragrance while keeping its balsamic and fresh features to the fragrance. But really good. This is one to really kind of dress up, maybe some darker browns, darker blues, darker greens. You might be heading out for a really nice dinner, as this video is about date night, but a nice steak dinner, something where maybe the lighting is a little bit low. It's just you. I'm talking about you and your love interest, really just kind of, it's just all about y'all for the whole evening. And this is a very sexy, masculine scent, fellas. You trying to have her tripping? You trying to have her kind of see what's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, this dude, yeah. Check this out. From the house of Ralph Lauren, we're talking Ralph's Club Elixir. Huge fan, man. I'm a huge fan of this for sure. All right, and last but not least, this line gets a lot of love, but this fragrance does not. It is underrated. From the house of Givenchy. We have Givenchy Gentleman, Boisée. That's what we got. Beautiful iris and cacao combination here. There's some woods in here for sure to give it a bit of a dryness. The cacao comes off chocolatey, but like a light chocolate. It doesn't come off overwhelmingly chocolatey. And then of course the iris kind of, you know, it gives you that makeup baggy, powdery type of texture, but it's blended really well with the woods. This stuff is sexy, man. I've worn this on some date nights in the past, and usually my wife is wanting to know what's going on with the fragrance. Hey, what's that? You know, she wants to know. And sometimes she's just like, oh yeah, you smell good. You know, you smell good. I like that. That smells good. But it'll stop there. And this is one of those. She'll tell me that I smell good, let me know that I smell good, and then that's that. And that's good enough for me. I've worn this in different facets, but definitely on a date night, this is one to definitely consider. This stuff is really, really good, man. It's underrated. No one talks about it anymore. No one. And it's so bad, I said, what, is this discontinued? Is this a fragrance that could be discontinued? I'm not really sure. I've seen it, but maybe somebody can let me know. Is this discontinued? Because I hear no talks about this. Givenchy Gentleman line is a spectacular line, but this is underrated and really, really, really good. Like, really good, y'all. From the house of Givenchy. We have Givenchy Gentleman. Boisée. All right, so there you have it. Those are my 10 recommendations for fall date night 2024. What do you guys think about this list? Do you love these? Have you tried these? Are you interested in any of these? What are some of your recommendations that you can drop down below in the comments for some recommendations for fall? Now, I'm with the sexy now. I'm with the sexy. You know what I'm saying? We with the vibes when it's date night. We not playing around. So make sure your recommendations are like that. I'm gonna let you know that you might want to step up a little bit. You feel me? But yeah, man, y'all have a great fall. Have some great date nights. Have some great time. Be careful. Be safe. Take care of yourselves out there while you do it. And, you know, everybody be cool. All right. So until next time, be cool. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. Positive energy. Positive vibes. Y'all know how we give it up, baby. Splag it up. Splag it down. Splag it that thing all around. And remember, that positive energy, that positive vibes is what you put out into this world. It's exactly where you are going to get back. It's exactly where you are going to get back. That's fact. Peace, y'all. And of course, splacker.